So, No Way Home's coming out, and I had an idea. What if I stole Tex's video ideas and reviewed every single live-action Spider-Man movie that's ever come out? Now, before you say it, why are you reviewing just the Spider-Man movies? Why aren't you reviewing the series? Well, that's because series take a bit more longer to watch, and Far From Home is coming out in December. So, even if I got done reviewing all of the series, it would probably be like years, and then I'd have to you get my point, right? So we're just reviewing movies. Sorry. Anyway, let the reviewing begin. Alright, well, the first one we're reviewing is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Number 1. Right? Yeah. There were Spider-Man movies before Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. You don't believe me? Well, they actually exist, if you like it or not. So, enough of me talking. Let's review Spider-Man 1977. What I can say about Spider-Man 1977, it's random. It doesn't stay consistent with the plot. And in the beginning, it's engaging. Two people, they're acting a bit abnormal. You know, like, one's a lawyer and one's like a doctor. They just leave and then they rob a bank. Then they kill themselves. It's very weird. But then it just cuts to Peter Parker selling photos to Jane Jonah Jameson. And it's not bad for anything. It's quite good at this moment. The only thing bad about it is Spider-Man is only introduced 30 minutes into the movie. Spider-Man is introduced 30 minutes into the movie. And that's the movie at Spider-Man. Yeah, I can't ignore it for long. Yeah, Spider-Man is barely in this movie. It was a bit fine at first. I mean, it's the origin about Spider-Man. But it just kept on going and going and going to 30 minutes where I'm like, okay, the movie's starting to pick itself back up. But then it just went back to Peter Parker and this girl and this guy, and it just went on and on and on, and then it went back to Spider-Man, like saving a guy, and then went back to Peter Parker, and then back to Spider-Man. It was just so inconsistent. And I say that Spider-Man is the best part about this movie. Whenever Spider-Man is on screen, it is amazing. No pun intended. But Spider-Man is barely in this movie. You're mostly getting Peter Parker, which Peter Parker in this movie, he's not bad. He's not bad at all. He ain't Andrew Garfield, that's for sure. But he ain't Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire, that's for sure. It's very weird. This guy feels right at some points, but at some points he doesn't feel right. I know it sounds weird. I tried making that sound right, but it doesn't. Now, speaking of Peter Parker, everyone else in this movie is kinda indistinguishable. You can't really tell the difference. Like, there's this guy in the beginning of the movie, and they're like, oh, we're scientists and we're helping each other. And it's like, you can't really tell who's Peter Parker and who's the other guy. But I kinda lie when everyone's like that, because the girls and everyone else onwards are fine. It's just that scene I had a problem with. Couldn't tell who's who. So anyway, back to the good stuff. Spider-Man. You know Uncle Ben? Well, he doesn't exist in this universe. Peter Parker only becomes Spider-Man because he saw some people and he made up some story, so he has to go along with it. Now, I'm not saying that this origin is bad, it's just a bit not comic accurate. I wish they did Uncle Ben and him dying, but I guess this was a TV movie and they can't really have death in it, which is okay. But I wish they had it changed with Uncle Ben. I don't know, this is my personal preference. Also, the music in this is not bad, but not good. It's okay. It's like certain soundtracks that like get repeated over and over and over again, which doesn't get repetitive, but it's the songs that they use were not licensed songs, but the music that they were given was not pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad, but it was, you get my point. I guess the action in this movie was not bad. There's barely action in the movie, which I don't think matters that much, but I would have liked if there was a bit more action, because the action in it was good. I guess good. Yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about the action. But this feels like weird saying this. I'm sorry. I guess the suit's good. It's my favorite Spider-Man suit, next to Tobey Maguire's and Tom Holland's suits. It's pretty good. It looks a lot like the comics, and I think that's good. Obviously, this movie doesn't look good for today's standard, but for 1977, I don't think this is bad at all. I mean, it's not amazing, neither good, but it's not awful. It's so watchable. I guess we could talk about the villain. The villain was okay, not surprising. Nothing like, oh my god, it couldn't have been. But like, he's like, it's like a, is it him or is it that? Is it this guy or that guy? Better example. But like, it keeps on going on, it's that guy or it's this guy. And it was just confusing. I didn't know who it was until the end of the movie. The last like 20 minutes of the movie, I found out who it was. I don't know if it would be the same for you guys, but it was like that for me. The quote-unquote love interest was okay, and I say that because like she was introduced and kind of left. She was barely in it. She was in and out, I guess. That's the best way to describe her. But the actor who played her was alright. She was doing well. I mean, I guess everyone in this movie was doing well. The sets and things were alright. I mean, you know, it's just based in New York. I mean, I don't live in New York, so I don't know if this is actually New York, but it has the, State Building, or Empire State Building. So it must be New York. Now, if there was something that I really liked, it was the, comedy. The comedy was a bit, it was not intentional comedy, but that's kind of the best bit of comedy. Not intentional comedy. That's the best comedy. I mean, like, Peter Parker, when he discovers he could walk, I mean, there's a car chasing him, and he's like, huh? And he just climbs up the wall, and he just gets there, and he's like, what? What's this? I don't know. I thought that was just funny. And he'll just be standing there going, huh? It's so funny. I find it funny. I don't know about you guys. You guys will have to watch the movie. You know, I don't have much more to say about this movie. This movie is just okay. It's not bad. It's not good. I don't know. This movie, it's inconsistent. I don't know what to give it. I mean, with the parts where it's like at the beginning where it has the doctor and the lawyer, that part's good. That's like a solid 7 out of 10. But then when the movie goes on, it just becomes a 4, even a 3 maybe. And it just, when Spider-Man's on screen, that's like close to a 6 out of 10. So I don't know what to give this. This is an interesting movie to me. I've not really seen a movie that's like this. For a TV movie, this is a pretty interesting movie. I haven't seen much TV movies in my life. The only things that get close to this are like fan-made movies, such as like Reboot 2. I don't really like Reboot 3, but that's enough about Reboot. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll give it a 5 out of 10. A solid 5 out of 10. For an unknown Spider-Man movie, I think this is a nice 5 out of 10. Yeah, what's the next movie? Spider-Man Strikes Back, 1978? Alright.